everything is connected. I say it every time, but everything is so connected. Not see and not even believe in your own inherent self-worth. No judgment to yourself. We're all going through this process at different layers, levels. I was believing that I needed to be something externally, that I needed to prove myself through some external validation to be seen as worthy. Oh shit. Wait, but what do we name it? Oh shit, we about to try that homebrew kombucha. Peach, apple, lime, basil. Yeah, so that's why I see that every morning in the sink. Oh, there's a baby stove in there? So then, do we make brews out of that or no? Yeah, it's filming me.
Yeah, but it's not filming me.
Holy shit. Whoa, there you go. I think I'm gonna take this other to the side. Did you get that? Oh my god.
Eric, the entire kitchen is covered in this.
I know, I'm not gonna clean it up.
And the ants are attracted to it.
I know, baby, I got it. I don't know if we even got any in there. Looks like it's all gone.
Oh my lord.
It's hard to see your face right now.
So I have my face baking a fabulous little turmeric mask, and while I do that, I'm going to get some things done. Well, not some things, but something in particular. Since I've had a vanity, it's like always my goal to have it just be on point. All of the brushes in their place, everything just where I need it to be. And I'm gonna show you what my vanity looks like in a second. But just know that this is nowhere near how intense it has gotten. Like, this is normal. This is like pretty much the standard of how it looks. So don't judge me. 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 It looks even worse on camera now that I'm looking at it. Like, we literally have bundles of braiding hair. We have random accoutrement. Just everything. Like, what is happening here? And like, what am I doing, girl? Isn't she cute? Isn't she adorable? You know. Those are like some of my wigs. This is how I'm keeping my wigs right now, is like in plastic bags, so I can just kind of see them and whatever. You can see the system is not really that great, girl, if there's braids laying everywhere. There's literally like auntie wigs laying around. There's hair extensions still in the package, girl. This won't do, not for me. It's been so long since I've sat down and like had that moment where everything's in its place. So hopefully right after this, I'm gonna cut to an after shot. Trashy little nonsense. There's a thing at the bed. Now comes the hard part. Toodles! I live for a coconut oil glow, sis. Okay, I'm done. bad. This is bad. Ooh, this is like what happens when you microneedle and then wear makeup over it the next day. Damn, don't that look bad? Okay. Yeah, hi. So, my vanity's not clean. Are we shocked? No. Yeah, so my vanity is not clean. So what I decided when I was trying to clean it or organize it or whatever you would call is I realized that my face is so shiny. Girl, this is so bad. Like, who like lets me do anything? Like, who like lets me out the house? Yeah, but so I didn't finish tidying my vanity, but what I realized is I need more little containers. I need like more little storage stuff. I have a big like storage cabinet for most of my makeup that I keep things in. Something for my like everyday type stuff. Hey, where did my light go? Excuse me, where's my light? You know. I need something for like the everyday stuff that I keep more like on the top of my desk or vanity, whatever you would call it. But there is no land of Target anymore. Walmart doesn't exist. Michael's, you wish. The Container Store, ha ha ha, girl, you're funny. No, there's like nothing here. I'm in a small town in Spain and there's really like one little store. I don't even remember what it's called. I call it the bazaar. And so I think I'm gonna head to the bazaar to see what they've got. Because I just really like wanna live out this whole like organized, clean, beautiful vanity fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Like I really want to be one of those girls. So I'm gonna take ya. There's people like fully like driving by my house. It's all right. I'm already known as the crazy American witch in these parts. So what difference do I make, girl? Okay, so let's go. Give me sparkling water. Give me cannabis. I don't need much help. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to sing. That is a poor idea. That is a bad idea. I need to go get my dog. I'm back. You're gonna get up yourself because I know you know how. Let there be a vanilla wafer up there. You get up there pretty quick. I'm relaxed. I'm laid back. Where my girls at? We're not rudderless because I know exactly what I want to talk about. Hold on, let me back you up. I feel like you a little close. Close, son. Do you ever go to move your camera and are just like, I wish I never would have touched you in the first place? I wish I would have just left you because now you're a problem. Now like you're beyond, like it's above me. Literally above me. Because you know what this actually has to do? Perfect. We've got a segue. We've got a segue. Cheers. Hee. Cheers for real. I hope you really do have a drink of some sort. because it is so fun to cheers a drink, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it segues perfectly actually. Sometimes I get on this idea, this topic that normally it's stuff that I'm kind of struggling still to work through and to heal. And I'll get an idea in my head and I'm almost obsessed with figuring out what is the root. What's the root of what I'm feeling? Where is it all coming from? I figured out that what I was struggling with, a lot of the roads lead back to perfection. It always makes sense, like when you break it down and really look at, there's so many different factors that would go into why I would really be ingrained with the conditioning that would say that I need to present as perfect. Of course, none of us ever feels that we are achieving perfection. We all know it's like such a cliche when people are like, oh, like I know perfection isn't possible, or nothing is perfect, but I want to strive for perfection. And it's like, how much sense does that make? What is that even doing for us? What is it literally doing for us and to us? Why would we set ourselves up for something that we know doesn't exist? Like we will never have that satisfaction of it. Everything we're doing is sort of striving for something that we know that we can't ever have. It's insane, really. Yet and still, we actively contribute to the idea of perfection in big and small ways. Myself, through unpacking so much of just, I would say what has gone into a lot of my healing work. And I know I still have so much work left to do. Getting into a lot of my healing work, I'm seeing that was something that was really put upon me in many different directions. This idea of perfectionism, or that like something can't be good unless it's perfect, or like my idea of perfect or good enough. There's like a 1,000 different labels, but you get what I'm saying, because more likely than not oh no, someone's calling me. It's never good to me. Girl, the Philippines, I don't know what's going on, but like literally these scammers won't leave me alone. They won't leave your girl alone. They're dead set on scamming me, honey. Just this idea of how you have to present as perfect. This relates to me in my current iteration because I've been on an awakening journey, an awakening and a healing. I feel like they kind of both intertwine. Everything is connected. I say it every time, but everything is so connected. And so definitely my healing journey, healing physically, healing emotionally, healing spiritually, I would say, that really being intertwined with a massive spiritual awakening I've had in my life. As my awakening has unfolded and as I've healed myself, I keep wanting to say that like I've hit like a point where like I know enough to speak about this now. Or I know enough to help other people or guide other people, and then instantly saying to myself, or like doubting and being like, no, you don't, like you don't know enough, you have so much more to learn, you have so much more to heal, you have so much more growing to do. And the truth is that both of those are true. Both of those are true because I do have so much further to go. My awakening in so many ways has felt, I'm telling you, this tea is gorgeous. I love, like, what is it about cinnamon in fall time? Like, I am living for fall right now. It's so cold, but I'm loving it. Ooh, I love it, I love it. I need a cider though. I do have so much more to learn. So much of my awakening and my healing has felt like a culmination of so much of my life and so much that's happened in my life. And it's really made sense and made meaning out of so many things for me. And so I think I have this tendency to feel like, oh, okay, like I'm an expert now, or I feel like an expert. When the truth of the matter is like, no, like you're never really an expert. You should all strive to want to learn more always and learn more from each other. And if I really believe that's true, then I wouldn't wait until I feel like I'm fully healed or that I've fully awakened, which I don't feel either one of those things has happened yet. I don't even really think that the goal is like for that event, quote unquote, to occur. I don't think that is like I'll reach a point and, oh, I'm healed now, or oh, I finally am fully awakened. I don't think that's the point. It's more about having patience and gradually undoing all of the programming, all of the ideas that were placed on you that weren't yours, all the limiting beliefs that weren't yours. I'm limiting myself. I don't share my own experience with how I'm coming out of it. I'm limiting myself if I feel like I have to have it be perfect, or I have to be out of the shadow part or out of the tough part, or that I'm somehow like in the point or at the point where I can speak about it as an expert. I don't think I'm ever going to arrive at that. I don't think that that's the point. I think that the point is to show the mistakes and the shadows and the non-perfectness of it all. It's funny because I wrote something in a journal entry a couple of weeks ago and I keep thinking about it, but it's like we're all so afraid of being human. We all actively know that we're human, but we're so afraid of humanity and the rawness of humanity. We reject anything that is innately a human experience, and nothing's more human than being imperfect or struggling with flaws. Ugh, I hate the word flaws. So much of the language that I'm forced to use, I don't like, because like a flaw to me is something innately negative. And one of the most valuable things that I've learned on my awakening experience is that nothing is there by accident. There's nothing that you've done that is quote unquote like a bad thing, that you haven't made a mistake, that everything that you do in life, it's more of an unfolding. Things aren't as final, that you have to keep things open for possibility. And how do you keep yourself open for possibility if you're like constantly editing yourself in your head, or editing the way that you present, or that if you don't believe innately that you have the right to appear or to speak as you are? Book, I mean, it is just so hearty. It is so full of knowledge. I recommend it to every single woman everywhere. It's a must read. You have to read it. I get something new out of it every time I read it. And I was gonna read a quote, but like truthfully, I was like, why am I gonna share this one quote? Because the book, I mean, you should see how many tabs and how many folded over pages I have. There's so many quotes. There's just so many things in it that I live by. But the essence of what the author was saying is that women do this. Women are expected to be perfect, or to downplay the effort that it takes to be perfect. This damages us in so many ways, but one of the biggest ways that it does is that it keeps us focused on like little teeny pieces, little offshoots of our life, but the real like core of ourselves and like what we create in life, we put other things before it because we feel as though we had to have this perfect presenting life. But I do believe it's like an ultra feminine thing, that this idea of like be perfect and make it seem like it's effortless to be perfect. I don't want to be that. I want to I want to rage against that. It's just keeping us down. It's keeping me personally down. It's keeping me from like fully expressing. Every time I want to think that like I'm really far along in this journey, I realize I've actually only just begun. And that's kind of a metaphor for life, honestly. Like just when you really think that it's a true ending, you see that, oh no, it's just another beginning. They all kind of just unfold one onto the next. I want to rebel against this thing that has been so ingrained in me on so many different levels of like needing to present as qualified, quote unquote, needing to be good enough in order to be heard, not feeling that my experience or that my knowledge is valuable enough until some magical time where it does become that way. I think about all the people that I've been able to learn from and who have helped me along my healing journey, along my spiritual journey. None of them presented as perfect, or like they had this perfect life and they were just sailing on a cloud and everything was figured out. And like I loved that. That made me trust them even more. It made me even more comfortable with them and comfortable with the knowledge that they were giving to me, because it didn't matter to me like if they were experts or, you know, oh, how long have they been like looking into this or studying this or doing that. I didn't even care about that. I just listened to what resonated, and I listened to their honesty. That was really what I was appreciating about the entire thing, is the way that they were kind of explaining how they unfolded things to free myself, and then for us as a collective to free ourselves. I think that this whole concept of perfection, it goes once again back to worthiness. I'm seeing that almost everything goes back to worthiness and self-love. And it's so hard to confront the reality that more likely than not, like if you're a person in present times, that you've been conditioned to not see and not even believe in your own inherent self-worth. Even me, who it's like when I think all of the programming is out of me and I think that I'm truly living from a place of love, of unconditional self-love, it's like you see the trapdoors once again have opened up, that I was believing that I needed to be something externally, that I needed to prove myself through some external validation to be seen as worthy or valuable. If my intention is really to help other people heal and to love themselves and to accept themselves and to live more fully and step more fully into their own power, I really want to show and explore the ways in which I've dealt with my shadow sides and dealt with my traumas, really the way that I've come out of them, but also, you know, the way that I'm currently coming out of them. Because on a day-to-day, I'm at the most peaceful that I've been probably in my whole life. I would definitely say in my whole life, actually. For sure. I mean, there's certain things that I know for a fact will never go away. I know that I'll always have to, or if not always, for a time, it's gonna take me a while to master calibrating my anxiety, calibrating my depression. That's something that I wanna share, how I work through that experience. To me, it's unbalanced if I come and I talk about all of the ways that I'm like celebratory and living in the light. Can't have light without the shadow. You can't have that light without the darkness. I do still experience depression and anxiety. And I look at most things that are kind of like quick fixes, I put that in the same category as like diets. I don't think we as people are meant to live on a diet our whole lives. Like, I don't think we're meant to like live or walk some narrow path that's like specific, that we set out, you know, that's what our life is. I think we're meant to kind of like bend and move with the times, kind of roll with the waves or ride the waves, whatever you want to call it. You know, saying that I have some like specific plan for the way that I'm going to handle my anxiety, I think that that's silly. Like that's silly to think that I have like mastered my anxiety. It's gonna change, and I can see that now. I can see that now more clearly than ever. It's like it'll transform to something else. But like watching the way that it moves and observing the way that it moves, and then consequently like changing the way that I act or the way that I treat those states of being, that's what makes the big difference in my life. And that's what I want to ultimately, like, if that could help anybody else to weather those storms, to get through the things that I'm talking about, then that's really like what I'm setting out to do more than anything. I want people to feel loved and to feel safe. And I think that a big part of people feeling safe in a space is if they feel a sense of honesty, not hiding. And I don't want to hide. Like, I don't want to hide the fact that I'm human. I really, really don't. I want to step more into how I am human. I don't want to be ashamed. My baby's calling me. Oh my gosh, look how cute you look.
What do you mean?
You just look cute with that beanie.
That's you looking cute over there.
It reminds me of old school you, when you were just a young man.
I'm still young, baby.
You're a grown man now. Oh, you know what? I swear I knew something that I wanted you to get. My man's finna be home, you know how that go. But I'm probably rambling anyway. If I want other people to know that it's safe to go through your healing process, however you need to go through it, if I want other people to know that you are loved unconditionally and that it's okay whatever you have done, however you're gonna go through your healing process, your growing process, the process of life, that's okay. That however it looks, it's okay, and that it's good, and that you're in a safe space to be you. The way that I do that is I do that for myself. I have to live honestly, but show how I work with my shadow side. That's just as important as all the other stuff. All the things that I do to guard and shield and build my light up. It's also just as important how I alchemize.
You know how I alchemize.
How I alchemize my shadow, my dark parts of myself. Okay, going straight from the bottle now. Obviously this video is sponsored by Perrier. Thanks Perrier, love you, girl. Always wanted to work with you, girl. Sponsored by Perrier and cannabis. Perrier and cannabis. What else could you want? Hello, Wall Street. Hello, marketing department. Where do I go? One of the most important universal truths to find out. One of the most important universal truths, and you can't just know it, you really have to feel it within you, is that there's no one on earth who's better or worse than you. No one. We are all truly equal. If that doesn't really resonate with you, then all that's saying is that you judge yourself. And with that, you can never ever win. You can never ever ever win when you try to judge yourself or anyone else in their process. It's just never gonna work, because everything is working in its own divine time. Everything's working in a way that we don't have the ability to see, and we don't need to see it. We have to focus on loving ourselves. My man calling again. Actually, the sun is setting. It's so pretty. I kind of want to go upstairs on my roof. Ooh, girl, that hairline is pulled back, girl. Like purple and purple rain. Trying to put red and blue together. That's on game. Mobbing in a hoodie like mellow. I'm gonna collect myself, get myself together on this hoodie mellow tip. No judgment to yourself. We're all going through this process at different layers, levels, but no one is better or worse. Nobody's better or worse in their process. The way that you find to heal yourself, to move forward in your life, don't judge it. Don't judge it. Don't judge others and their process. I'm wishing you so much love and light and abundance, patience with yourself. Yeah. Love and light. Love and light.